Hi, Kat. We're going to prepare 4 cocktails. This is one. Just real quick though, quick bar basic. This is a shot glass. It's 1.5 ounces or jigger. So when you're serving, almost always you'll be using the shot glass, right? So simple. Okay, we're gonna make Clover Club. That's gonna be one of the things on the signature cocktail menu. So this is kind of a 2-step process. We've got some prep work to do over here, and then we have to make the cocktail, shake it up. So let's look at the prep work first. So I don't know if we're gonna do this just yet, but we've got a coupe chilling. Typically that would be the thing that you would wanna do. This particular cocktail actually requires egg white. It gives it the frothy. So first thing you're probably gonna do is go ahead and get the egg white going. So I don't know if you've ever did this before, but it's pretty much just that simple. And then just toss the egg, the yolk there. That's a little bit more than we're gonna need, so we're not gonna use quite all of it, but it is what it is. All right, over here. So here's the way that this cocktail works. It's equal parts gin, we're gonna use Tanqueray, and dry vermouth. And then it's 1/2 ounce of grenadine, and it's 1.5 bar spoons of simple syrup. We're gonna just estimate it. And then it's a full lime. So the first thing I would do is go and get the lime going. So
that's a lemon, sweetie.
Sorry, lemon, not a lime, a lemon. That's what it requires. It doesn't require a lime, it requires a lemon. I usually want to strain. If you just use this, you're gonna get pulp in the drink, and I don't like that. So you want to get really kind of close down too, because it'll spray everywhere. The cool thing with this drink is there's actually no fruit in it, so you don't have to worry about trying to hang on to any of this, because we're not going to put any of that actually in the cocktail as a garnish. So one more. We got some especially juicy lemons here, and then last one. And then that's it, and then just give it a couple quick taps, and then what you're left with is the pulp. What I usually do is just toss these in there, and then we'll go toss these there. Get your hands off, they're getting sticky. Right, okay, cool, that's done. Right, now on to the liquors. Okay, right, so it requires equal parts. It requires actually 1 ounce of gin and dry vermouth. Dry vermouth, you probably know that because that's used a lot in a martini, either a vodka martini or a gin martini. I'll talk about that later, but typically when you're making a martini, if it's extra dry, you use very little vermouth. If it's dry, you use a bit more vermouth. And if it's wet, you want to ask them, do they want dry vermouth or sweet vermouth? Sometimes it refers to both, but it uses even more vermouth. In this case, we want 1 ounce. So here's the thing. A jigger or a shot is 1.5 ounces. So 1 ounce will be right about there. So just pour it about, I'd say 2/3 of the way up, and that'll give you essentially a shot or a jigger. So one of those, and then same amount of dry vermouth. As it happens, I'm using all of that. Not quite there, but you'll have that, no problem. And then you want, I would say, I don't think you can measure this out. I think you just kind of give it a couple squirts, that's good. And then probably 1 squirt of the simple syrup, done. So now the cocktail is pretty much ready to go. It just needs the egg, the whites from the egg. And what I would do is probably go ahead and pour about 2/3 of that in there. Now everything's there, you're about ready to go, but what we need to do is we need the froth. The reason we're using the egg whites is because it'll give it that nice, frothy, viscous texture. So you're gonna shake this twice. The first time you shake it, you're gonna shake it without the ice, because we don't want the ice to get super melty, but we do want the egg yolk to get frothy. And it's kind of coming out here a little bit. So, okay. That's good. Come over here. We will have actually extra ice for you to use, and we'll have a different shaker here too. Well, I'll just use this ice for now. We'll have a whole separate icing for you. Pour the ice in. And now you want to give it, I'd say give it a good, I don't know, 15, 20 shakes. Then pour it out. And what you're left with is this pretty luxurious, frothy concoction. And that is a Clover Club. Clover Club.